This woman almost got away with one of the most egregious crimes that you can do to a man. And sadly, in countries like this and in our great United States of America, this is still not illegal. And there's another even egregious part to this, but we're about to get into it. Hang on. Well, as you see the title, now some of you might have caught this story in other live streams, CGA and other people that might have covered this already, but I saw it on his live stream and I decided to give it some more coverage because paternity fraud is one of those things that, as we know as men, is not illegal, and men get caught up in this all the time. Now, this happened in the UK, the United Kingdom. And of course, this article, well, there's two articles I want to get into because this article doesn't give all the information, but we're going to start with this one, okay? And of course, it is from the BBC.
Pause.
Woman who forged paternity test avoids prison.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Avoided prison. Like I said in my introduction, this is the other egregious part of this story. But let's get into how this all unfolded, and then we'll get to her sentence. Follow me. A woman who forged paternity test results and lied to her ex-partner about him being the father of her child has avoided a prison sentence. Beth Fernley, 26, told Ryan Hampson in April of 2019 she was pregnant and was unsure about who the baby's father was. Liverpool Crown Court heard. Wait a minute.
Enemy spotted.
So she was unsure, huh? Fernley of Roxham Road in Warrington pleaded guilty to fraud by false representation at a hearing last month. She was given a 13-month sentence, suspended for 18 months.
Bitch, ain't no
Yeah.
Ain't no fucking way.
So basically, she doesn't spend time in jail. There's also some stipulations to this particular suspended sentence, but I want you to pay attention to this right here. She told Ryan Hampson that she was pregnant and was unsure about who the baby's father was. Now, why is that? Okay, this is where we're going to get into the other article. This is from Cheshire Constabulary. Cheshire Constabulary. Woman sentenced for faking paternity test.
I am a nasty woman.
A woman has been sentenced after pleading guilty to fraud for deceiving her ex-partner that he was the father of her unborn child for financial gain. If you've made it this far in the video and you're still here, thank you again for your viewership. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell that way you can be notified whenever I go live or drop new content. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please do so by hitting the Cash App $ Mr. Normie. And you can also go to my Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/workingmanmg. Also, I'm trying to build a community on Locals. So if you would, go please check out my Locals page and you can join for just $5 a month. You can post and we can build a community of like-minded working men over there. Thank you for your time. Now back to the video. Yes, and you'll see why here in a second, this financial gain part, okay? Beth Fernley of Roxham Road, Warrington pleaded guilty to fraud by false representation at an early hearing. She appeared at Liverpool Crown Court on Tuesday, April 15th, and was given a 13 months in prison, suspended for 18 months. So she got 13 months in prison, so 18. She got 13 months plus some probation and some other stipulations, right? She must complete up to 10 rehabilitation activity requirement days, as well as 200 hours of unpaid work. That is community service in the United States of America. She also has to pay €300 to the victim in compensation. Now, why is that? $300. And that's it, by the way. No other restitution but that. €300. Here we go. The two had previously been, oh, wait a minute. Gosh darn it. The two had been previously in a relationship, but this had broken down in January of 2019 as he suspected she was cheating on him. That is why she allegedly was unsure of who the baby father was, allegedly because she was messing around on him. Now, this happens all the time in everyday life, men and women. I get it, right? But the latter part of the story is what makes this so diabolical, okay? The 26-year-old got back in touch in March of 2019 saying she was pregnant and the other man was the father. She then recontacted him in April and said she had got her dates wrong and he was the father. So she cheats on him. They break up in 2019 in January. She gets back in touch with him in March of the same year saying she was pregnant and the guy that she cheated on him with was the father. And then she recontacts him again in April saying, you know what? My bad. He wasn't the father. You are. And you know why that is? Just like what happens in the United States with all races of people, women rather, she cheated on this man and got pregnant by him, okay? Then a few months later, she finds out the guy that she left and cheated with he wasn't shit. And you know what happens? She does, as my man Accountable Commentary would call, the reach back. Monkey branching, if you will. She says, you know what, let me call the ex back because he was actually the good man, right? And so she essentially manipulates him into putting him on the hook for the baby. This baby, all right? Here we go. He asked her for a paternity test and she organized this at a cost of €300. That's that compensation up top there. However, the test never took place and she instead forged documents to show that he was 99% positive as the child's father. Wait a minute. Here we go.
Bitch, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no fucking way.
He wanted a paternity test. Okay, well, you're pregnant. Let's get a paternity test. And if this is probably because this is a good man, he said, we'll get a paternity test. And if it's my baby, guess what? I will be the responsible person and take care of it. I'm sure that's what his thought was, right? That's why he wanted the paternity test in the first place. And also because you cheated on me and this could be the other guy's baby. And I bet she was scared because you know what? This might be his baby. And well, we probably found out that it was. All right. So what she does, she forges the documents to pin it on the good guy, right? They rekindled their relationship and he put a deposit on a house for them to live together as a family. He paid the bills and the mortgage, which Fernley did not contribute to. He put her up in a house. He paid for a house, paid her bills, paid the mortgage, probably paid for doctor's visits, so on and so forth. She puts the good man on the hook for a baby. She manipulates him and falsifies documents to prove that it's his. And so now he's in provider mode, right? She puts his name on the birth certificate and they continue to live as a family until April of 2022, when Fernley produced another fake document saying that there was a lab error and that he wasn't the father.
Enemy spotted.
So something happens in there between 2019 and 2022. Somewhere, I don't know, maybe she was ready to check out the relationship, right? And so she sabotages the relationship by saying, well, you know what? Well, it turns out you're not the father. So wait a minute. So there's two errors. At first you said there was an error saying I am the father. Now you're saying there's another error that I'm not the father. That would make any man, any individual suspicious, would it not? The victim came suspicious and arranged for another paternity test which confirmed he wasn't the father. Another test was done, which proved the other man was the father. As Kevin Samuels would say, you can't make this up. This woman tried to hustle this man, and in the years that they were together, she cheated on this man with another guy, reached back to him later on to get the goods and services, the payout window. Then 3-4 years later, she sabotaged the relationship to try to go back to the other guy or possibly somebody else. But guess what? She got greedy. She made a mistake in doing too much forgery. You made a mistake by saying, okay, well, you can't put two mistakes together and not have somebody scratching their head. Not any reasonable man wondering what the hell is going on here. And so guess what? You made a critical mistake. You got greedy, right? And so guess what? Not only did this man find out that he wasn't the father, but he found out that the other guy that you cheated on him with in the very beginning was indeed the father. It's not his life is in shambles. He bought a house. He probably fell in love with you either out of, care or out of duty. And now what? Now he's got to throw all those feelings away. He has to bottle all that stuff up, put it back inside of him. He has to pay this house off that he bought for you and take all those feelings of, manhood, husbandhood, fatherhood. He has to swallow all of that down now, plus the financial debt of paying for your dusty ass. And all he got was €300 and a bad time. Yep. Still not legal because up top it says it wasn't, the charge wasn't paternity fraud. It was fraud for deceiving. Deceiving her father, the father, alleged father of the child for financial gain. That's it. And so DC, I guess the district attorney or whoever, the court, Josh Darby said, this isn't just about money. The deceit had real and devastating emotional consequences, which are enduring for both the victim and his family, because the family, I'm pretty sure, got invested as well. So mama thought she had grandkids. Daddy thought he had grandkids, aunties, uncles, friends of the family, his own personal friends. They all felt like they had attachments to this family now, right? For 2 years, the joy, love, and bond of a loving father and grandmother was so strong that the impact of the deceit and betrayal was truly profound. To go to these links for financial gain is cruel and calculating. It has left a family grieving and trying to pick up the pieces while enduring deep sorrow that what they thought was a joyful reality was in fact a wicked lie. Wicked is a good word for it. Wicked. So, but she got what? What was the sentence? Let's go back up top. 13 months in prison, 18 months suspended, sentence for 18 months, complete 10 rehabilitation activity requirement days, as well as 200 hours of unpaid work. So basically she gets 10 rehabilitation activity requirements, which probably lessons to therapy. And she has to do community service for 200 hours and she gets to walk free. And what does this man get? He gets his heart and soul crushed along with the rest of his family and his pocketbook lessened for this. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Paternity fraud in the UK has claimed the heart and manhood of another male individual. And it's not illegal and probably never will be. Yeah. So with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about this wicked, wretched, and calculating woman, Miss Beth Fernley, down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on the way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.